Yeah, no problem.
I mean, no, don't let my first 1 minute of being here tell you how to do something I've never done, nor do I intend to do. I want to shoot like a music video here. Like, I wish we had an idea for like a tuck shot.
Welcome to Unmastered. I'm Emma.
And I am Gohar.
And we are uncut and on the record with your favorite bands. I
needed to be closer to the mic for that one.
Oh, there you go.
I'm kind of far away right now.
It's okay.
Okay.
So today we're sitting down with two people from one of my favorite bands who I found on a very interesting... It was an interesting day. It's fine. Anyway, so why don't you guys go ahead and tell us what are your names and what do you play in the band, and then we're going to do some icebreakers. So, what are your name? What do you play?
What crayon color would you be?
And why? That's very important. And what's in your fruit salad?
Oh, okay. You want to go first? Okay, so my name's Ryan, and I play the drums. My favorite crayon color is...
No, what crayon would you be?
Very
what
different.
would
So
I
that's.
be?
I just want to point that out.
Oh.
That's a way better question.
Wait, hold on a
that's
second.
very different than what. Like, what's your favorite?
So, like, if I could be a crayon.
If you could be a crayon, what color
Not
would
if
it
you
be?
could be. If you were
a crayon.
Not if you could be, because
okay.
it could be you decide for yourself. This is the other way around. Crayon picks you. It's Harry Potter with crayons.
I feel like I'd be the black crayon.
Why?
Because it's don't laugh. Because it's
I'm not laughing.
It's like you always use the black crayon, you know? Like, you have to use the black crayon to outline.
So you like to be used?
No, but I just...
Wow.
I feel
So
I
you like to be black? You like to be black? Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the black crayon is the backbone of every drawing.
Like the drums.
Like the drums!
You're trying to set me up for something of me saying something about African American culture and some sort of backbone of society type thing, and you're waiting for me to say it, and I'm not going to sink to that.
I think you just did that.
No, I didn't.
To the band, it's okay.
No.
The drums are the backbone of the band.
Yeah, there you go.
There
it's
you
the
go.
drums, Caleb. Get your
We
mind
solved
out of there,
everything.
man.
You don't look at me like that. So, my name is Caleb.
Wait.
As we already said, though.
You didn't tell us what's in your fruit salad.
Oh, I don't really eat fruit salads, but...
That's okay. Do you eat vegetable salads? Is that a thing?
No, fruit
That
salad,
is a
like...
thing. It's regular salad.
You like fruit.
Yeah, like strawberries, mangoes.
Yeah, you just said
Blueberries.
vegetable salad. Wait.
That's a
No, let's go
regular-
back to that. You said
That's just a
vegetable
regular
salad.
salad.
I totally didn't put two and two together. I've had a long day. Sorry.
It's like saying ATM machine. So you wouldn't have a fruit salad?
I just said. Everyone was busy laughing, and I just said what my fruit salad was.
Do you want to repeat it?
No.
Okay.
He said he likes strawberries sometimes.
Have you ever put like strawberries in like your regular salad? Have you ever done
Yeah, it's
that?
actually very
So good,
Very
right?
good, yeah.
I actually had a regular salad, vegetable salad, on Saturday, and it had apples in it, and it
Those
was
are
delicious.
good.
Sliced
Yeah.
apples.
Apples, walnuts, strawberries, raspberries.
Yeah, there was some walnuts in it too, I think, and like a little
Cranberry.
raspberry vinaigrette.
That's called a
or
Waldorf
something.
salad, I think is what it's called. Like
You're
this
right.
is-
You're right. It is.
Right?
Which was
It is.
invented in the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City.
Sure.
We're learning so much.
I think so. But how was the Cobb salad invented? Does anyone know?
I don't know. It's got egg in it, so maybe like I don't know. You know how?
Because have you seen the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where they talk about that?
No.
And this guy says to Larry David, basically, they're at dinner, and Larry orders the Cobb salad, and the guy's wife, like, looks at this other guy and goes, like, oh. And he's like, my grandfather invented the Cobb salad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Larry David's, like, really impressed, and is like, that's so cool. Like, I would tell everyone that. And then the next day, Larry's talking to a chef friend of his that he's hiring for some restaurant, and they start talking about Cobb salad, and it's basically revealed that the Cobb salad was very clearly not invented by someone named Cobb. It's like a whole other thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, as it probably would be. So this guy's just lying. And I started to think, like, what could I lie about in my life? Like, what could I just say to someone that they'd probably believe? You
can
know?
say Kale was named after you.
Sure.
But
Kale.
came way before.
Which brings me to my first point, which is my name is Caleb Davis, and that was my intro.
That's pretty good.
No, my name's Kale. You can call me Kale.
Let's calling you Kale now.
No, you can't. That is my nickname, though. So.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I was gonna say my name is Caleb, but you can call me Kale because my name is spelled with a K, which most Calebs are not. I recently found out from my dad because the whole story, my entire life was that my dad thought it was supposed to be K, like really thought that, like actually thought that. I was having drinks with my parents the other night, and it came out. I haven't told you this yet.
Oh.
That my dad was just trying to kind of make a joke and be different. Like, he was trying to fuck with my mom, basically.
Oh, wow.
And, like, it came out, and my dad's like, that's why it's a K. And I was like, what? I was like, that's why? It wasn't just you not... It was actually, like, a vindictive... Like, my first act of me as a human was you, like, being like, fuck you, wife. Like, naming him with a... Yeah, very funny.
But I think it's cool. I
Sure.
feel like having Caleb with a K is cool. Caleb with a C is just like,
Well, it's Kale. Caleb with a K is Kale. Caleb with a C is not Kale.
It is.
No one calls that kid Kale.
You're
They
just
call him
Caleb.
Cal.
Yeah.
I don't want to be Cal. Would you guys like me if I was named Cal?
Probably not.
Yeah. Anyway, I would be a green crayon.
For Kale?
Yeah.
Cool.
And in my fruit salad, I would have bananas.
Just bananas.
I guess I would just eat a banana, is what I'm saying. I don't really like fruit salad either. Like, fruit salad's weird to me.
Yeah.
I like salad, or vegetable salad, as you would say. But that was the third callback.
You're never going to live that down.
Never gonna
Yeah.
live that one down.
But, yeah, bananas. I love bananas.
Cool. I mean, bananas are great fruit.
B-A-N-A-N-S.
Is bananas.
Didn't
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
B-A-N-A-N-S.
you missed out an A.
No, I just said the A really quick.
Play it back.
We can go back,
Ice
and we
cream.
will know later. All right,
Reverse.
let's start I feel like we're
Everything's on
disrupting.
record.
Ryan and I get very disruptive. Or I do
Oh, no,
when
we
I'm
love
hyper.
this.
This is
Oh,
the
okay,
best
good.
This
kind
is
of
this is
interview.
our
Oh.
favorite. So be as disruptive as you
Just,
please.
we'll just go.
Yeah,
We'll
we
just-
will
Oh, no,
literally
please do.
disappear.
Like, podcasters have left the premises, and we've just continued talking before. It's
Oh, really?
happened. Oh, yeah.
Just did they turn the lights
We'll
off
have a
and mic
part
was
two
kept
for this if
going?
We have to.
We did that with Top Bunk. Do you guys know? You know Top Bunk.
Yeah.
So let's go. How did I meet the 131er? So
Let's go.
So, we have a friend, Miss Amazing Carly Hollander,
Who we
Um,
interviewed, by the way.
who we interviewed.
If you guys want
on
to
this
check
fine
out
podcast.
our third episode.
Wow, you know the number?
Yes.
That's
I
impressive.
Do all of
So we're
So-
full ahead of Carly, actually. So you've come full circle with us.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
That's
who
very
would have
exciting.
thunk?
Yeah.
Wow, what a
That's
nice
cool. Wow.
Good to know.
Hey, Carly.
Nice,
Hey, Carly.
life.
Carly was in one of our music videos.
We were
That's
literally
true.
talking about that
Yeah.
too.
She was
Okay.
great in it. She's
She's-
really good
she's
to work
fantastic.
with.
Yeah, she's a
really,
great
really,
actor.
really
She's
cool.
so fantastic.
Actress.
Well, she went to school for... I was just talking about... But she went to USC for supposed to be for acting. Or
She went to
believe so.
USC for a bit, and now she's doing her music stuff, which
Yeah.
is super
Solid.
dope. So, hi,
So-
Carly.
Let's talk about her.
So anyway,
We
we went to her. We went the
Video
Top
release
Bunk
party
Video-
for Smoke.
Smoke, yeah.
Yes, yeah, and it was at the Top Bunk House, and I remember I was just like, "Am I gonna go to this thing? Am I really gonna go to this thing?"
Me and Emma met up, which is rare outside of this podcasting thing.
Yeah, we're very busy
Um,
people. So anyway,
And
we struck up a conversation with you,
And with my...
with someone who was
So, my friend Charlie.
Charlie. We
Gotcha.
couldn't remember his
That's
name.
the thing is I didn't even I think I wasn't even talking to you guys and
No,
I came
we-
back and you were talking to my buddy Charlie.
Yeah,
Who, hey, Charlie's not ever going to listen. Well, actually, he probably will. Because
We'll make
he
him.
remembers, he remembers you guys. So he likes to ask about people he kind of remembers from stuff.
oh, that's
But
nice.
Charlie's a cool dude.
We're memorable people, I think.
nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So we were talking to Charlie, and then I think you came into this conversation a little bit. We were talking to you, and I think you were getting ready to leave, and Carly was just like, "All right, I'll see you at your show on
By the
Saturday."
way, I'm going to interrupt real quick. The entire time we were
Oh, yeah.
talking about our
Talking
podcast.
about our podcast, talking about what we do in life, and we were just asking you about it, and you were just like, I'm here, literally.
I don't talk a lot.
Yeah. And so as you were leaving, and Carly was like, "I'll see you at your show on Saturday," and we were like, whoa, what show? Hold up, back up, freeze frame. Let's go back.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Yeah, I'm kind of in a band," and we were like,
Kind of.
"What do you mean?"
Ryan loves it. I'm looking at his
I
face.
wasn't there
Yeah,
for
actually,
this.
You
he
weren't
doesn't-
there for this.
He doesn't
Yeah.
see
So it
me
was
when
like-
he's not
he was
with
like,
me.
He's like, yeah,
so-
yeah, I'm in a band, and you didn't say what you played, you didn't say what you did in the band or anything. And I was like, well, what are you called? And you're like, the 131ers. Like you were really
Wow.
you were
I
really
remember
kind
this
of
at all.
yeah, you were really kind of saying it, but not really. So I was like, I'm gonna go to this thing. So I went to the show,
glad
and
you
then
did.
you're the freaking like front man
Yeah.
of this band.
So this
and I
is
was
not
like,
the first-
what?
This okay. So now I'm getting this a lot because we played a show. So far, it was 2 weeks ago in Arts District.
Yeah.
And same thing. I was like talking to a girl that was working at the show before, and we were like having a beer before the show. And then after we went on, I didn't tell her anything about it because I don't talk about it before. And then as she comes up to me, she's like, "Oh my God, you're like you're the frontman. You don't act like that." And I
Yeah.
was like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah,
She's
you're
like
really
you're just
humble
different
about
on.
it.
Can we get that? That is recorded, right? We just record. No.
Is that different in your experience, right?
Well,
What
when we're
about Caleb?
Yeah. You see
you know,
that?
I
you
feel
can
like,
say what you want.
No, I feel like he's yeah. I mean, he's humble
Okay.
publicly.
Yeah, publicly. Well, I'll say this, but this is, and the reason why is, so when Ryan and I are out, or like when I'm with members of the band, or we're walking around, and then conversations come up, I think it comes up a lot more naturally, like, because like, why are you guys here? We're
Yeah.
doing this thing. But whenever I'm at something that's just like I hate when people like just start talking about their projects, like. Not like your podcast, how you guys did. More like but more like self-promotion from a
Yeah.
band. Bands are different. It's different, and like to be going off to people in some party, like, yeah, I'm in a band. It's like, dude, half this room
Is in a
some,
band.
Some band.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. But it's way cooler when you're like, it's revealed in some other way, and then you're like,
No,
I should
it
go to the
was.
show because this guy didn't talk about it, which means maybe it's actually not bad. Because
No, I
if
swear.
someone is talking about something to you and they're trying to get you to come to it at some
Probably
party,
sucks.
it probably sucks.
I-
Honestly, don't listen to
seriously.
people. Like,
I remember I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I want to go see this. Like, I'll figure this out. Like, I'll see if I'm going to go. I got in my car to leave that night, and I immediately just, like, looked you guys up and put a song on. And I just remember sitting in my car going, holy shit. Like,
no way.
these guys are good. And I
you
was like, I was a little, like, not gonna lie, I was a little concerned. I was like, what if these guys suck? Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I
weird.
I
You could have
think,
just never told us.
Because you did like it became like out the door. I remember this because it was like, no, yeah, we're going. Like, yeah, I'll be there.
I'll be there.
Yeah, and
I,
Carly's like, I'll make sure she's. And it was like this whole thing, and it was
yeah.
like,
And so I was like,
okay.
I'm gonna go to this thing, like, committed to going to this thing without even hearing you guys.
Where was this at?
Oh my gosh. What is it called?
The Mint.
the
The
Mints.
Mint. It was my second time at the Mint.
Yes,
It
our
was an-
first time at the Mint, and it was lovely. Actually,
was-
we had a really
was.
good
You
show.
you did have a great time.
Oh God,
Do
I
you
got so
remember?
high. Yes.
So this
Oh my.
event.
Wait. Sorry, you tell us.
No, yeah, I want to hear
I
your
don't want-
perspective of this.
I don't want to talk about.
No, swear to goodness.
Nope.
So I
I'm
show up
good.
to this thing. I'm like, do I want to go to this? They're not even gonna be on that long. Whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm going. And like me and Carly were like the two people dancing because that's what I do. I like dance at shows. I
Yeah.
have fun. I was like blown away by like your guys' performance as like
Thank
a
you.
band.
Oh, thank you.
I was like, oh my god, like this just keeps getting better and better and better. And then I was talking to you guys afterwards, and what was this called? The Wild Honey Pot. Is that what it was called?
Yes, the
Oh,
honey
The
pot.
honey pot.
Honey Pot.
So
yeah.
the show is called the Honey.
The Honey Pot. And like you disappear for a minute,
Well-
and you come back,
well,
and
so-
you're just like
Well, the event was sponsored
Okay,
by...
so
sponsored.
what was it
yeah.
called, Ryan?
Like in the green room, weren't they just like giving the artists like
Weed,
weed?
yeah.
Weed, yeah.
Like just
No,
straight up.
and not like weed. It was like all like edible and like topical products,
Interesting.
and it was in a van,
That's not sketchy at all.
like outside, parked outside. It was some sort of company that comes to parties and they bring like party favors in a van, right? Isn't that like what they did?
I thought it was inside, but I don't know.
I thought it was in the
No,
green
it was.
room.
It was in the back, which was by the green room. Yeah,
Okay.
but. Basically, I went back there because after we performed, like someone from the venue came up and was like, "Oh, dude, like
Yeah, I
go on
remember.
back there and like try this stuff out. It's really cool." And I like dabble in the. Well, now I dabble a lot more. After that experience, I was like,
What is
back
this?
then though, very like I had at this point.
The
I
devil's
wasn't
lettuce.
really smoking a lot of pot or whatever. And so I went back there and they just gave me a couple like cookies or whatever, and I like put some stuff like rub ointment on and like tried a vape thing. It was all fun. And then I came back out and just freaked, like not freaked out, but just kind of fell
No,
apart.
you definitely. I think you like stumbled over to like the merch area a little bit because was I talking to you or was I talking? I was talking to one of the guys, and you kind of stumbled
I
over.
lost all sense of
No, you like
right or
stumbled
wrong,
over and
yeah.
like was holding on to one of your bandmates, and then your just eyes were just like so bloodshot and
Well,
like
that's
red.
where you got the chocolate bar, right?
Oh yes!
So
Wait, you're right.
So the
Oh,
next day,
fuck.
You were leaving for.
so we played
Yes,
You were
that
leaving.
show.
that's why. Oh,
You guys
God.
were leaving
So
for
we
like.
played that show.
You were supposed to be driving the van the next
So
day.
you don't know
Wait,
this
no,
part.
You got to listen to this.
Okay,
this
go.
This will make this all better. So
we-
I.
So
you
Caleb
go,
gets
go.
a bunch of free edibles from this thing,
which
right?
got me that high, like really messed up.
And
obviously.
we go home and we pack up and we had to leave at 6 a.m. the next day to get to New Mexico because we had to play a show in New Mexico, Albuquerque. Fucking crazy, right?
And I did drive first.
Yeah,
you didn't. I drove the whole way. I literally,
I
got in the car at our warehouse and I did not get out of the car until we got there.
Oh, because I forgot. Sorry, this is that story. Oh, God.
So, what story do you think it was?
I thought it was
we're
another-
driving.
And, another story.
There's a lot of stories.
We're driving and we're, somewhere in California. And Caleb goes, hey, I have this edible, this chocolate bar.
No, you're telling the story wrong. That is not. No, I turned to you and I said, hey, so just so you know. Do you remember this?
Maybe you could.
Emma,
Well,
do you
I'll
remember this?
I
Do you
was
remember
not
this?
there.
Okay, so I woke up and felt fine because weed doesn't make you hungover. So I wake up at 5:30 and I feel great. And then, how did we decide you were going to drive? Like you.
Well, I said
I think you said you'll start.
Yeah.
And then I kind of asked around. I was like, so does anyone, like, I have to drive today or like who? And then I think Greg, like someone else was like, oh, I'll take the next shift. So it was kind of like, okay, I don't have to drive. So without telling anybody, I just kind of took part of an edible real quick.
6:30 in the morning?
No, it was a little later.
It was like 9 a.m.
I took it at like,
it was
yeah,
early.
I took it at like 9 and I didn't tell anyone. And then nothing really was happening as it happens sometimes. And then all of a sudden I started to feel like really high. And I turned to Ryan, who's my best friend. We're both sitting in the front seat. We're listening to music and talking, like really normally. And I just turned to him. I'm like, hey, just so you know, I think I'm about to get like pretty high, and it might get weird. I don't know, man. Like, just letting you know. And then now you can finish the story because that was like when it took off.
Sure. And so he's wearing a beanie, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. And we're listening to music, and all of a sudden, I forgot what triggered it, but Caleb like pulls his beanie over his eyes, and he's like, ah! And Greg, our guitarist, is in the back, and he's like, dude, like that looks fun. Like, I went in on that
Because
right?
I was happy. Like I wasn't. Like I was laughing and crying, but in a good way.
He was having a good time.
My entire day was great. Like,
Okay,
just to
okay.
continue
And so
with
he
the
hands
story.
Greg like the same amount that he took, and he was
God.
like, "Here, yeah, take this. It'll be fun." And Greg takes it, and Greg's like, chilling for a bit. And he starts to get giggly, and then he disappears into the couch or the bench of the van, and he just becomes part of the van.
Yeah.
And we look back, and he's like under his pillow, like hiding.
And at one point, he just sits straight up, like lightning rod, like just snaps into place. And then he looks at me and he grabs me and he goes, "Caleb, am I going to be okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I think so. I'm fine. Like, look at me. I took the same thing." And
And then we got to New Mexico, and it was dope.
yeah,
Well, no, Caleb fell asleep in the van.
no, I took 2 more.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I
It's
tripled
like,
up.
it's like a 15-hour
It's a
drive.
15-hour
from here to New
drive, so
Mexico.
I just
was it really
basically
that
was
long?
like, well, I never got as high as Greg, so I'm gonna try. Took 2 more, fell asleep for like 10 hours.
It was wild.
It was insane. Woke up, Ryan for some reason was fully energized. We went out drinking at Applebee's that
We
night.
did. We
Shout
went
out to Applebee's for
Dude.
those drinks.
Applebee's in New Mexico, you get drunk so fast because it's so cheap and you're at a higher elevation. So,
It's dope.
yeah, we got drunk for like $8.
Yeah.
Not that we were
Wow.
We
Good for
didn't
you
need
guys.
Proper drunk.
Didn't mean to, but like actually like stumbling drunk home.
Oh my god.
Why are we
Was
talking
this the
about
night?
this?
Wait. Was this the day of the show? Like,
No,
Day after.
The show was the next. Well, no. Then we played the
The
Mint.
Mint?
Then we had a drive day, and the next day.
then
was
the next day was the Albuquerque show. Okay.
But that's how we met you. So
Yeah.
That's the story of how
So-
I met you, was that edible trip.
There we go.
yeah.
You know what's funny though is I used to have a beard, and because of an edible I took Saturday, I shaved off my entire beard. That's it.
Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You're just loving your edibles.
Can you cut that beard out actually? Let's not have that in. No, let's have it in.
Just
I just
erase
got
the
a
whole thing.
Snapchat from Caleb, and he was like, "Got high and shaved my beard." I was like, "What?"
I was watching that new Hulu show, Catch 22, that George Clooney directed.
Okay.
With the guy from Girls.
Okay. The guy from
It's
Girls.
based on the Kurt Vonnegut novel, Catch 22. But
It's based on a novel.
anyway, I was watching that, and they're all like flyboys,
Uh-huh.
from World War II, and they all had mustaches. And my buddy I was watching it with was like, "Look good on you, man." So I was like, "Oh, my beard trimmer broke today, or like yesterday, or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, you should order a new one. Like, check Prime now." I got one delivered in an hour and a half,
What?
and then I shaved my beard.
I love
So wait,
It's
wait.
amazing.
Is all of this stubble, like, is that already
Yeah.
new growth?
Yeah, I mean, I had stubble on Sunday.
Oh, what? That's insane.
I don't know. I guess I never thought I was hairy, but this guy grows hair like a son of a bitch. I mean, look at you. It's glorious.
Glorious
Yeah,
beard,
it's
yeah.
a glorious beard. You guys can't see it out there on the internet, but it's a really good one.
You'll see it in the
On our Instagram.
picture we
Yeah.
post later.
All right, so you had us like do a Spotify playlist thing.
what was that?
A Spotify?
Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
So what we like to do, well, we can totally talk about that. What we like to do with a lot of the people we bring in is like, you know, we have like a lot of these musicians on our playlist, but it's like, okay, what's on their playlist?
Yeah.
Like, so that we kind of like to figure out like what people are listening to now. So I mean, we can talk about that. Like, what are you guys listening to now? Like, what's on your radar? Because
Well,
you're obviously on my radar. So what's on yours?
Which I didn't even know. Like, I didn't even know. I thought you were just like a
Okay.
friend that kind of liked the band. I didn't think you were like a real fan, but like.
Wow.
No, but
does that, like...
you know what I mean? Like, I think it's hard for us to actually
If you
like.
want us to be your friends, cool.
You guys are. Of course, you're our friends. You're
Great.
friends of friends.
No, but I
makes
think
you-
Otherwise,
there is a
definitely
point
fans.
where it's like, where is the line between friend
friend
and
and
fan?
fan. Yeah, and that's
This
something.
is such a line that I've been like thinking about so much lately. Just
Oh, yeah.
being someone who's like starting to be like more involved in this, and I'm
yeah.
like, okay, wait, where does the line exist? Where is it drawn? Especially when you're working in it too. It's like so many lines.
Because like to me, like anyone that we knew and is like and interact with outside of a band,
Yeah.
you know, way, that's a friend.
Yeah, so like
But then-
I met you at a party that I only went to because Carly and I are friends.
But then
So it's
anyone
like that
that's
makes
like
sense.
we met because of the band or like came to our show and we talked to because of the band, to me that's a fan.
Got it.
So it's
Spot on.
geographical. It's a geographical definition.
Well, not entirely.
Not necessarily,
Yeah,
because you could
we
be
play a
walking
show
down.
in LA and people come.
You could be getting drinks with someone in Applebee's in Albuquerque, and then
Right, but so that would make them a fan if we met them in Applebee's, you and me,
no,
in Albuquerque. That
that
would make them a fan.
That,
No,
you
no,
said
'cause-
outside of band thing.
No, but
Well,
that's a band thing. That's
a
tour.
band thing.
Oh,
That's
but
the
what if they
thing.
didn't know you were in a band? They're just like, hey, people, drinks.
Yeah, I
on
guess
me.
you're right. Yeah, I
And
don't
then,
really know.
See, so it's completely situational. It's a
Yeah.
situational definition. That's okay.
yeah.
That's how sitcoms became so popular. People
Yeah.
love situations.
People
You
love
are right.
situations.
Sorry, I'm just trying to give you guys one-liners, sound bites. This is what the
Sound
internet's
bites.
about.
It's all about the one line.
all about-
all
Yeah.
about the content.
So we listen to a lot of stuff.
Well, I try to put a bunch of funny stuff on. I don't know
Did
if
you
you
really?
saw the song.
I haven't listened to it yet.
but I
put
think it's
effort-
accurate because
It is accurate because
Like, we do listen to a wide range of stuff. Caleb and I listen to a lot of hip hop, a lot of like rap stuff.
and then also a lot of like really indie rock, and then more like alt rock stuff, and then also
old, like 80s
and
stuff.
then a lot of 80s and 70s.
Love
We're all
music.
over the
music. Oh my
board.
gosh.
So
I love,
80s
and then I personally love folk music a lot. And then your
Oh,
dad was
nice.
a disco DJ, right?
That's true,
You
he
grew up
was.
with that.
Disco DJ?
Disco DJ, man.
Is that
That's
the way to
cool.
say that?
Well, I
guess?
think just DJ.
But I wanted to
But it's
emphasize that
specifically
just
that
specifically.
disco.
Yeah.
Like back in those days, like hip hop wasn't really a thing. So
Yeah. No, I just wanted to
Yeah.
emphasize the fact that
That's
his dad's,
cool.
his dad's
Isn't
a cool
that
guy.
interesting how hip hop wasn't a thing back then?
That is weird.
And now it's like the
But you think
thing.
in so much of the culture that is based on that era, though. Like
Yeah.
hip hop culture really talks about like that era of music, and like they sample basically
Yeah.
Yeah.
so much early music. Yeah, it's really interesting. I really like in modern music now, and I think because we listen to so much different music, what I really am starting to see across the board is artists I like from different genres working together. Like we were just listening to Igor.
Tyler Creator.
Yeah, the new Tyler album, and like Jack White's on it, plays guitar on it. Like Jack White's like one of my
Oh
all-time
yeah,
favorite guitar
and then
players.
like
It's incredible.
Khalid on his new album, he's
Father
got
John
like.
Misty wrote a song for him. That's pretty cool.
Oh, did
too.
he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I was gonna.
John Mayer.
I was gonna say John Mayer,
John Mayer,
on that
yeah.
song. Like
yeah,
that's
Heaven by Khalid was actually written by Father John Misty.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
so he's got a bunch of. So it's really, and I love that because what that says to me is like, it expands my choices as a musician, and also like we're just gonna get so much more good music now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And I think hip hop had a lot to do with that because hip hop was a really like mid 2000s hip hop and pop music was such a good way for like other types of genres to get in and
Yep.
like how did Avicii make country music into EDM?
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
how did that
Freaking-
happen?
Didn't
I love
Diplo
that.
just play Stagecoach?
Yeah.
Diplo.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
Like, that's
right?
such a,
like, think
like-
about that for a
He did a
second.
remix of Old Town Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then now he was on Stagecoach, like the seeing that like inter-genre.
That's
Crazy.
insane. Yeah.
I mean, I guess Doesn't that have to do with your guys' name? Because weren't you saying that like if you don't enter a genre, the error
That's
code
their code.
Yeah,
is 131.
is
that-
131?
That is the name. Yeah.
So that's where the name comes from all
Oh,
of
yeah,
you
you're right,
listening and
genreless. So I guess-
wondering.
Looked at the microphone for that.
Yeah, I don't know why I looked at the
no,
microphone.
because I've been doing that. Every time I talk to the internet, you gotta go.
You gotta-
just so you
Gotta
know.
look at the microphone, like get really close
As
to
if
it,
you're looking at a camera.
ASMR it.
Yeah. That's it.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of where.
Yeah, so that's I guess where we've always come from is we just like a lot of different music, as everyone should. Everyone should experiment and figure out themselves. And
I'm excited to listen to this playlist now. See what's on there.
it's like wait, I don't even remember what
I
I put on.
forgot. Should we talk about it? Should we
Do it.
I'm pulling it up.
Yeah.
Because I remember like I mean,
We can pull it up right now too.
well, we can like
As everyone
listen.
gets out their phones. Welcome to
And now we're
2019.
So the first song is "Habit" by Still Woozy. So Still
Oh.
Woozy.
Love
Can
Still
we talk?
Woozy.
Okay, so let's just talk
So-
about
Oh
Still Woozy.
my god.
So about a year ago, Caleb and I were at a house party, and we were
With
talking
Arms
shop-
Akimbo.
Arms
Shout
Akimbo,
out.
buddies
Love
of
you
ours.
guys.
And so we were talking to one of the guys at this house party about like just other music in the scene, and he goes, "Oh well, have you guys heard?" He actually said "Sure Sure" too, but we'll get to that later.
Great band.
He it's on the list. So yeah,
Cool.
he said, "Oh, there's this guy who I know from Santa Cruz. His name's Sven, but he goes
Yeah.
by Still Woozy."
Yeah.
And we were like, "Oh yeah, we've never really heard it."
I'm like,
And-
you know, artists get recommended to people all
Yeah,
the time.
for sure.
Yeah.
All the time, people are saying,
And
you
we-
should listen to this band.
And we always go like, okay, yeah, we'll listen. But he was like, no, you have to listen. You have to. And we're like, yeah. So on the way home, we put it on.
Like, no, but he also told us, like, a minute before we left, too. So it was, like,
Yeah.
It was
very
in your
fresh
head,
in our
yeah.
minds.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So we put it on.
Which one was the song? Do you remember?
Well, it was the only one out at the time, Goodie Bag.
Oh, okay.
Such a good song.
Yeah.
And
They're all good.
we
So
play it
amazing.
and we're just like,
We freaked out. Like,
Like,
we
this
literally
is
played it, like,
good.
5 times. Like, there's something about... And that is my favorite, like, new genre that has come out, is this,
Yes,
like,
this,
white
like,
boy
indie,
R&B.
like,
this
weird,
weird... Yeah. There's
like
this weird...
funky kind of thing
And
going
it's
on.
like...
I have a
It's...
whole playlist with just that.
Some people, and it's like some people are so against it because they think it's some sort of cultural misappropriation or something, but I think it's the opposite of that. Like, we can't keep putting boundaries up between music genres, and Still Woozy's a great... He's so good live, too. We saw him
Oh
at a
my gosh.
KSRW
Oh.
event this past summer at the
I'm gonna
Hammer.
perform something live soon.
I saw
Really?
him at
Where's he
Tropicalia.
at? Oh.
Fonda.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna be at the Fonda.
He's gonna
Yeah.
oh,
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
dang.
The Fonda? Well, he's
But-
got like
but, like,
18 million.
The thing is, like,
hits
he's
on-
such a, like, to me, he's such an outdoor. Like, listening to him indoors, I feel like is gonna be such a weird experience because I've seen him at Tropicalia,
Huh,
which is
that's so
outdoor.
interesting.
I saw him at.
Because I just want to see him at some tiny club where I can just
Really?
dance my... Yeah, like, I
I
love
feel like
tiny
he's
clubs.
such an
Around the same
outdoor
time that we
vibe for
heard
me.
about him, he was playing Moroccan, and we
Yeah.
didn't go. I don't know why.
Why didn't we go? That would have been crazy.
Fonda's still a great theater.
I know,
It's
but
just
it's
huge.
It's
It is
big.
pretty
That's so
big.
funny that you
It's
guys think
big
the
and it's
Fonda's
expensive.
huge.
I mean, it's 1,200 people.
Is it really? It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like 1,200
From a
people.
band, because we look at venues. Well, we shouldn't talk too much business, but like we look at venues from a very like how many people
Can
are
you
there?
pack in it?
How many people can we put in? So from a musician, it's like, wait, you went from playing the Moroccan to the Fonda?
The
In,
Moroccan
like,
is a
5 songs.
great-
It took him
The
5
Moroccan's
songs.
like 250
Yes.
people.
It's one of
Moroccan
the
is great.
smallest
I love
spots
the
you can play here
Moroccan.
now. Yeah, and it's a great
Troubadour.
room.
Troubadour's great. I don't know if you don't like the Troubadour.
I won't say it on air, but I wink at you. I really did wink,
kinda
by
wink.
the way.
Broke my heart a little bit.
Do you see that?
Troubadour's not what it used to be.
Really? Damn.
Not back in the day. Back in the day, my mom
Well,
grew
like-
up here, and
Well, that's where like Elton John like had his first
Yeah.
performance.
that's where Motley
first-
Crue, like,
Van Morrison, like all of those
Guns
people,
N'
like
Roses, man.
Guns N'
there.
Roses, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't
But
know. Like
there's
for
so
me,
many venues nowadays that are. We shouldn't go too much into this, but dipping into like
No,
pay to
true.
play, play to play.
pay
I'll
to
throw
play.
out Chain Reaction.
She knows.
Chain
She
Reaction
knows
should
all
be-
about pay to
no
play.
One go to shows at
Did you hear they just bought or
Yeah.
Live Nation just
yeah,
bought it?
just
Who did Live
well,
Nation
now
buy?
it's okay, I guess. Live Nation just bought Chain
Chain
Reaction.
In Anaheim?
Yeah, Chain Reaction for a long time, who have been steadily profiting off of the backs of high school bands. That they find people to go on Facebook and hit up these high school bands and say, "Hey, if you buy
you wanna
25
play."
tickets at $10 a piece, you guys can play. All you ought to do is sell it to your friends." And then it's basically high school kids paying with their parents' money,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mhm.
just to some dude that hit them up on Facebook. I mean, that's a scam.
It is.
You know, it's crazy to me that that's allowed, that these pay-to-play venues still exist and still function. And every time we don't get hit up by them anymore, I think, but we used to.
There was a while where we kept getting hit up by them,
And
we
we
were
would
like,
just
sorry,
say,
we don't
like,
do
nope,
pay
nope.
to play, man.
Yeah, like
It's
started getting-
common when bands are first starting out,
Yeah.
and it really sucks. Like places like the Peppermint Club, which
Mhm.
I love the Peppermint Club, and I want my band to play there so bad. But
Yeah.
when I reached out to them, they didn't even listen to the music. They just said, "How many people can you draw?" And you need to sell this many tickets.
And I think that's the
Or
issue with
getting
like
paid.
modern day like clubs and ticket sales is like they, and you know, it's a business, so they should care, but they care more about ticket sales than about the music. It's like if you focus on putting good music in there, you wouldn't have to worry about ticket sales because people would
Exactly.
come.
Eventually it would work out. But the thing is, they do, I don't know, because I have met a lot of club promoters, and like, so a lot of them are so focused on ticket counts and do have given us problems in the past when we haven't brought people and have rewarded us when we have. But at the same time, see, now I won't sound humble, but you've seen our live show. You said you had a really good time.
Oh
as
my
a
gosh,
fan.
your live show was
Right,
amazing.
so
And,
you
like, not
enjoyed it,
to-
and like, and what I'm saying is, let me finish my thought. Promoters usually like our band, and
Yeah.
I think want to invite us back, and it sucks because the emails we get will be, music's great, you guys just need to sell a couple, like, you just need to bring them in,
Yeah.
because if not, we can't pay you,
Yeah.
and we need to get paid now because it's like we're doing it, and
Mhm.
that's the really
You are doing it.
no, we keep, and I think our mistake is for a long time we didn't think we were doing it, and then I think like in December you and I woke up and we are like, oh shit, our band's like
You're doing it.
we're on Unmastered podcast right now.
See, that's how you know you've made
That's how you
it.
know you've made it.
When you're on Unmastered podcast.
Next song.
Yeah, so Caleb has This Must Be the Place.
Bye.
The Talking Heads.
Love Talking
nice.
Heads.
Okay.
I grew up on a lot of Talking Heads, and I put that on specifically because when we first started out, people always said we sounded like Talking Heads, and I never thought
Interesting.
so.
I don't get that.
Yeah, I didn't get it
Really?
either.
Yeah.
But I love Talking Heads.
Well, what's great about that, I don't even know if you noticed this, is so one of my favorite bands and a band
Sure,
that's
Sure.
on here later on covered that song. They're called Sure Sure. If you
Mhm.
haven't heard them, you definitely want to check them out.
So funny, because did you see? Is this why you're saying this?
What?
Because I put their version on, and then I saw that you had already put Sure Sure.
Oh,
So
really?
I took their
didn't see
version off.
Well, Sure Sure covered the Talking
Yeah.
Heads, that song, and it's a great cover. They put it on their record, actually, but they just come out with a new song yesterday that's also very good. Very cool.
We're just talking about.
I'm
other
just plugging
bands,
Sure Sure.
Sure
so-
Sure is so.
I know,
great.
you guys are like
We
plugging
want
other
to play
bands.
with you, Sure Sure. No, they're so cool. We actually found. By the way, Sure Sure fans, you can find their phone number on the internet.
That's true.
We
Sure
called
Sure
them.
posts on their Spotify their phone number, and you
Yeah.
can just call them. And
So we
talk
called them
to
one night and talked to them about like mixing engineers and
We should
stuff.
call them right
and-
now.
That's cute.
Should we call them right now? That'd be
Should
pretty
we call
fun.
them right now?
No,
You know,
they don't
they
want
have-
us to do that.
More
We-
insane things have happened.
Really?
on this
Yeah, if
podcast.
you want to hear a really insane podcast interview, go listen to
tell
our
us
Top Bunk
you shouldn't
interview.
repeat a story on a podcast. Okay.
we can.
I mean,
Really?
we ended up calling both my dad and the ice cream shop down the street from Top Punk's house at while interviewing Top Punk, and it was like so random. I think we called them twice, and then
We should
we.
call Sure Sure. That'd be so funny.
Let's freaking do it.
All right,
Do it.
we're gonna call Sure Sure.
Ryan's like.
The things that
So
happen.
Ryan gets like a certain hard on for bands, like.
Yeah,
He
That's
gets
one of
really
my-
into
fucking
no,
love Sure
he
Sure.
gets really into like one smaller, like bigger than us, but smaller indie band.
Those are the best.
Yeah, they are the best. Like a
Oh my
band
gosh.
called Papa. I don't know if it's on the playlist.
I
Papa's
didn't
amazing.
put them on, but
They broke up, but
we calling Sure Sure.
Oh my gosh.
funny, both
You
double
wanna know-
syllables.
Okay,
You
wait.
just
You
have
want
a
to know
weird
what's
thing for
so
bands with- yeah.
sad to me is when because I like a lot of like the smaller bands that not to be like I like bands no one listens to, but I like bands no one really listens to.
Of course, yeah.
And when they break up, it's so like heartbreaking
No one will
because
ever-
it's like
yeah.
no one will ever know. Like
Yeah.
there's this band called Magic Man. I was like the biggest Magic Man, like freaking love these guys. They were one of my first interviews I ever did, like in high school. And I loved them so much, then they just disappeared from the face of the earth, and I was just like, it hurts.
Well, we were gonna wait until the end of the episode, but we have decided to break up.
You know what? I refuse to accept that.
I haven't told
I-
Ryan yet.
I
Ryan,
am
this
gonna
is me telling
find
you.
a lot of hot glue and just
Just stick it back together. Just
fix it. All right, so apparently we're calling Sure.
Yeah, we're doing
Let's
it.
see
Yeah,
if
we're
they
calling
answer.
Sure.
You're gonna do all the talking because
Oh,
I
yeah.
have no idea.
Yeah,
what's
man.
going
Yeah,
on.
I'm gonna let you do the talking.
All right.
I'm sorry. Before we do this, let's go ahead and play one of your songs.
Oh,
One of our songs?
one of our songs.
We've been talking about other people's songs. Let's play one of your guys' songs. Then we'll call Sure and make him, her, them listen to one of your songs. That'll be great.
We don't
I'm totally
do
kidding.
that.
I'm totally
No,
kidding.
No.
No. So you guys have a lot of music.
Yeah.
We wanna play one. Which one should we play?
Can I pick?
Yes, you can pick.
I can pick any song.
You can pick any of your songs, please.
Really?
He's gonna pick something weird.
Come on. I mean, I can throw some
Should I?
suggestions.
Do you guys like
I can-
sad? Well, this is the beginning. How many songs are we playing on this podcast?
We usually do 2, but if you want to do 3, I'm sure we can make it work.
You pick one. I'll pick one.
I would say play Face.
Face on.
It's so boring. What?
Crazy Face. Oh my god, you have so many good songs.
I already
This
know
is
which
really
one.
stressful.
Face, I think, is a good intro to the 131.
All right, that's fair.
It's
So
like
it's
our
Face
most
On.
commercial, like...
And then I'll play you our least commercial song.
Okay, so we're gonna play Face On by the 131ers from Nothing's As It Should Be, right?
That's it, yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Get your face on, stop complaining. No, I can't handle you, heartbreaker. On your stomach, in the kitchen, your wedding just got all uneven. Oh, how it goes. Oh, yeah, I know. She knows I know. Gonna move on. What I'm saying. No, I can't handle you, heartbreaker. In the back room where we're hidden, I thought I saw your brother listen. Oh, how it goes. Oh, yeah, I know. She knows I know. Oh, how it goes. Oh, yeah, I know. She knows I know. Get your face on, stop complaining. Now I can't handle you, heartbreaker. In the saddle, in the kitchen, I thought I heard your mother walking. Oh, how it goes. Oh, yeah, I know. She knows I know. Oh, how it goes. Oh, yeah, I know. She knows I
So you just heard Face On by the 131ers. Great song. Great band. Great album. So I think before we took our little break, you were going to attempt to call this band?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, now I'm
But
less...
say a little about
I'm
them
less
first,
sure
Ryan.
about this now, but...
What are you?
Sure,
less
sure.
sure?
I didn't do that part. So Sure is this band who we had heard about them. Actually, same guy who told us about So Woozy told us about Sure, and
He also told us about his band, which we didn't listen to.
great guy though. Anyway,
Great guy.
It's fine.
Will
so
they be listening to the podcast, maybe?
No.
maybe I
Well,
don't know.
maybe I don't know. I don't remember his name.
The internet's a strange place.
But so after like a couple months, like I don't know, I think I was listening to another band, and Sure popped up on my like Spotify recommended or whatever. So I listened to one of the songs, and it happened to be like an older song called "The Caller." But I was like, man, this is so cool. So we were on a tour up in San Francisco, and I put it on in the van, and me and Greg really vibed out, and then Caleb started liking it, and it's just, they're such a good band, and they're so good.
They just have a really unique style, and it's something so crazy to find, like, uniquity in a young band like that.
Oh, I'm very curious to
And,
hear
like,
them now.
yeah, they're very cool. Very classic, but very modern. I like it.
Nice.
And now we're going to call them. I kept
Yeah,
thinking we were going to
so
listen to a song. We're
The
not
thing
doing
is,
that.
so
We're
on
not
their
doing-
Spotify bio, it says, call us. And it has their phone number. Yeah, so we didn't think it was real, and we called it a couple weeks ago because we were trying to figure out who
was going to mix this new album, and we wanted to know who mixed for sure, yeah.
Right, because
Nice,
we really like the way it's
nice.
mixed. Turns out they
It's one of
mix
them,
themselves,
and
and
they were too busy
they're
to
too
do it,
busy.
yeah.
But
Bummer.
they still answered the phone and talked to us.
Which was crazy.
So I guess we're going to call them now. I don't really know what
Yeah.
we're going to
At
say.
8:51
Oh.
on a Tuesday.
Yeah, do it. We're on a
Last time
podcast.
it was like 10 p.m. on a Monday. So.
You're right. It was also very late last
All
time.
right, so we're going to call them. I don't know what's going to happen. Caleb, are you going to talk to them? Because I don't really know what to say.
I don't know what to say either. I feel like we need like a...
Should we just tell them that they're on this podcast?
Yeah.
Like we started talking about you guys.
Hey,
Yeah,
we started
sure.
talking about your... Yeah, okay.
All right.
That's if
Oh,
we
now
can
they're us
answer.
talking about, like, us talking about it. Oh, God. Because you know they're going to go back and listen to, like,
All right,
all
well,
of
it's
this.
dialing.
Oh, God.
They're probably not even going to answer.
Probably not.
No, it's not happening.
Give it one more.
I hope there's a voicemail.
Give it some time.
Hi guys, you've reached Shershur's landline telephone. Why don't you leave us a message? Thanks for calling.
I've never been a fan of messages. No, I'm sorry.
Still leaving a message.
No, I'm saying I've never been the guy to leave... Ryan, turn off the fucking phone. I swear.
So now Sure is gonna have a random ass message.
God. That was different, though, because last time it was, like, just some dude's cell phone, I think.
No, I think it's the same thing. I think they just have a phone that they answer. I don't know how they do it.
Do you think
That's
it's
so
do you think it's
interesting.
red?
That
We
was
should
a
get
really
one.
great voicemail
You guys should get a
message.
phone.
A red phone, though.
Red phone.
Yeah.
In
So it's,
the-
like, important. Hello.
Oh, like the Powerpuff Girls.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
God, that is a great television show. My God, I missed that show.
But anyway,
So anyway, we've talked about a lot of
Yeah.
bands that are not you. Can we
Do you wanna talk more about
you guys a
us?
little
yeah.
bit?
So, do you have any questions?
We have a lot of questions.
Oh,
We have
go
so
ahead.
many questions.
Ask the question.
Fire 'em off.
We're here to answer them. That's why we're here.
Is that
No,
no,
that is not why.
we're
I
just
don't-
here to mess around.
Yeah, I was
and
like,
just call it something fun. Anyway, so you guys did. What is the? I don't even know the order to do this anymore. We talked about so many other
just ask
things.
away. Just ask away.
Okay, let's do a Tiny Desk concert. Tiny.
Our Tiny Desk.
Desk.
Our
Contest.
Tiny Desk entry.
Our
yes.
Tiny
Yes.
Desk. Yeah.
Your entry.
James
So we
fan.
actually weren't gonna do it at all, and
Can
we were
you explain
on.
to the people what Tiny Desk is?
So
for those
Tiny
who don't
Desk
know?
is an NPR series, and they do it at the headquarters in Washington D.C. And they bring in big artists and they make them sit behind a tiny desk, and it's always very good and cool and
I'm
more
sure
acoustic.
a lot of people have seen the one Mac Miller did, right?
Yep.
One of my
Um,
favorite ones.
So if you guys have ever seen that video of him sitting on a tiny desk with like that acoustic thing, that's what we're talking about.
So they have a contest every year where they let like indie unsigned bands record behind a tiny desk, and you submit it.
And every year, my lovely ex-girlfriend Julia, who really is lovely.
She's
and,
great.
And she will listen to this, I promise you.
Oh yeah,
if we
Julia is
post it,
listening to this.
Julia is our biggest fan, and thank you. But she texted us the day we're coming back from a 22-day tour,
Yeah.
and she texted me and goes, "Hey, it's that time of year again, like KCRW, Tiny Desk concert. You guys should put one out, like deadline Sunday." And Ryan and I look at each other and we're like, she's totally
Like we had
right.
just
Like,
gotten off of a 22-day tour, and we were exhausted.
so tired. So in the van that day, we came up with the idea on the way home
Wow.
and filmed it 2 days later and did it all in a day. And Charlie, the guy that you guys met, he
Yeah.
helped out in the video. And if you
Oh,
watch till the
shout
end
out
of the
Charlie.
video, yeah, you see Charlie. He drove the van actually.
Oh, thanks for
So
driving, Charlie.
The video
Thanks,
is-
Charlie.
Yeah,
You know
Charlie.
what?
And
Shout
Stefan.
out to
and
Charlie.
Stefan. Yeah, Charlie. Well, Charlie does a
Charlie and
lot for the
Stefan,
band
yeah.
actually. Charlie and Stefan both do a lot for the band. And so does Julia in her way too, and so do a lot of people. Eileen, my other ex-girlfriend, she does a lot for the
You have
band.
a lot of ex-girlfriends helping with this band.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I do. Get them working. Oh God, it's being recorded. Oh
His
no.
face is turning red.
Okay, so
It's just the edible.
the Tiny Desk. So obviously the song is called Jamie's Van, and so we were like, well, we should do it in the van. But then we were like,
That's what I'm always saying.
we feel like this song is good acoustic, but it'd be cool to also do it electric, but we can't do electric in the van. And so we were like, what if mid-song we just got out of the van, walked inside, and played the rest electric?
Which they did.
Which
Which we did.
logistically is very, very. Can I just
How
say?
did
It's
you
a
pull that
nightmare.
off?
Okay.
Because that was
Awful.
that was one take, right?
Yeah.
One take.
How did
Real,
you do
really
that?
one take.
It
took a full day, 6 hours.
and like full runs, it took us 7 runs.
7 runs, yeah.
Holy crap! Wow.
Which
But
actually is not that much, but
We've done videos where we've had to do. We had a video for a song called Ballerina, which I don't know if you've seen that video, but it's like us with stuff being front, and it's a one shot. And
it's
must
also
have
done in slow motion, which means we had to perform it live double the speed. So when you watch it,
Oh, wow.
it
so
looks
it's
normal,
synced
but
up
really
like me
we're just
singing,
like,
but really I was just playing it doubly as so it was like very, very odd, yeah. But that we ran through 20 or 30 times.
Holy crap.
But the
because
song is only 30 seconds.
But the reason we had to run through is because it involves like trashing the area that we were in, and so we only had one take to get that. So we had to make sure we were good. Anyway, that's not important. Jamie's van. The logistics of Jamie's van were a nightmare.
Yeah, really, really, really awful.
We basically had like a little recorder in the van with us that traveled when we got out. Stefan picked it up and then carried it inside so that he could track Caleb. And then inside, all of the mics we had set up, recording, ready to go.
Yeah. But other than that, too, is then the harder part of the process was after that day, you and I had to stay up that night mixing the sound from it, and we almost got into like a pretty massive argument because I was just so
we were
tired.
just so tired.
We were so
Yeah.
tired, and we've been listening to the song all day, and like Ryan and I had set up all the audio equipment, so like we had literally had headphones on for so long.
Jesus.
But yeah, it was pretty funny though.
I think
we were ready to tear each other's throats out. But I love the way it turned out.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I love that song too. Like that's a new song that's coming out. It's not coming out for a while. We have other music coming out before then, but that one is coming out, and I think that that was kind of a change for us, like thematically. I think so. I'm stoked to get out some new stuff.
Yeah, it was so
Wow,
cool.
I'm glad you saw that. I didn't know people saw
Oh
the
my
James
gosh!
Van
Well,
thing. I
because
kind of thought it
I
just.
have you guys on Instagram and you posted it on
Yeah.
Instagram, and I was like, oh my god, they did the Tiny Desk thing, and I was like,
I
oh my
love
gosh, this
Tiny
is
Desk.
great, and
They're
like
all the submissions are so good.
they're
I
so
mean, go through
creative
and-
too, and I was just like, oh my gosh, though, because I've seen a couple before from like past years, but
Yeah, a lot
I
of
just
people
really
get
loved this
discovered
one.
just by entering the contest.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it is true. Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
I actually have to quickly plug. So on that tour, we played in
Are
Portland.
we talking about Elizabeth?
Yeah, we played in Portland with this
Elizabeth
incredible
Moen. So
artist
good.
named Elizabeth Moen.
Mhm.
And then her NPR Tiny Desk ended up being like mentioned by NPR as like
One
this
of
is
the
one of our
favorites.
favorites, and it's so good. So
Yeah.
you should definitely watch.
Actually,
I'll
yeah,
definitely
remember
check it
that
out.
name because she
Elizabeth
is,
Moen,
she's
she's
so,
incredible.
so good.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
Really cool. And then she had that limey guitar player that like
Yeah.
performed before her. That was really good too. Danny.
I think it was Joey.
That's it.
That's it.
Something with an E.
Something with an E at the end.
But back to us.
You're right. Wait, we just totally started talking about.
Talk about other people. Okay,
We
no,
really like
we're
other
gonna-
bands. But we do not like
but
talking about ourselves.
I love hearing what other people are
Yeah,
listening
yeah,
to
yeah.
and stuff. So that's
Exactly.
so great that you guys are just like
Well, that's
supporting
the best part
people
about being in
too.
a band is just like we find music first, and it's like,
Oh yeah.
when you're in a band, you find music faster than other people because you're playing shows every night. So it's
Yeah.
like you're never at a loss of what to listen to.
So let's talk about your tour then. You said you were on a 22-day tour.
Mhm.
When was that tour? How was that tour?
It was in March and April.
Was
and
that different from all the So Far gigs you were playing? Or was
No, that was a part of it.
We did
Okay.
some
The
so
tour
fars
was
on the route,
which was awesome.
I have questions about so
you
far.
do
Yeah,
a
let's go.
lot of
Let's
those.
finish this.
So
one.
far, okay, finish
So-
tour and then talk about
So the
Yeah.
tour was
We'll
very
talk about
good.
So Far.
We played a lot of new cities.
Yeah, which was really fun.
And we got
Denver.
to- Denver was amazing.
Incredible.
Ketchum,
My
Idaho
God.
was
Ketchum,
amazing.
Idaho. My God. I
Idaho
swear to God.
potato.
Who knew? Okay, I just want to go on the record right now. And Ryan knows what I'm going to say.
Point it at
And
me,
I
I
will
got
say
scared.
this, and it will be recorded and will forever be known. Idaho is not just potatoes. Idaho, listen, Idaho
It's dope.
Idaho.
Idaho is dope.
Idaho is dope. Not only that, it is America's best kept secret. It has more natural.
really is.
No, the most beautiful state.
I've lived in California basically my entire life, but Idaho is actually probably prettier in some areas. I didn't want to backtrack, but I did. But more natural hot.
No, one area.
I honestly expected Idaho to be like kind of like farm hick, whatever.
Well,
it was incredible.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wait,
No.
that could be very wrong. Is any of Yellowstone in Idaho?
That's Wyoming, but
Wyoming. Thank you.
It's close.
Okay.
close.
Well, closer than.
I mean,
Middle
borders,
America.
Yeah.
I'm a coastal person. We'll figure it out. It's fine.
But there's like more natural hot springs in Idaho than anywhere else on the continental US.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has
Did
more
you guys
active.
visit any?
Yeah,
We did.
We
Did
got the
you-
hookup to like a secret one that we had to hike through the snow
Well, share.
Oh.
at night down a
Oh.
hill
It was
up a
awesome.
mountain in our underwear.
We also happened to be there when they did something called the pond skim.
Oh wait, just
Pond
no!
skim?
Don't even say anything. Look it up on some
Okay,
sort of internet device.
But I also want to hear about it.
no, no, no,
for,
no,
for
no,
the
no.
listeners, the
No,
pond
not
skim.
for the listeners. They don't need to know.
Wait,
Look it
the
up.
pond skim?
Just look
pond
it up.
skim,
Just look it up. We can't talk about it. They just need to look it up.
I'm Googling it right now, guys.
and it was so cool.
I'll look it up later.
We got lots to talk about.
Anyway,
Yeah.
tour was great. We
Yeah,
had a
tour
good
was cool.
time.
Who was our favorite band we played with on tour?
Oh, Caleb's asking the questions now.
I don't know. Was that on
No,
there?
I'm just
Did I get it
kidding.
right? No. All right, I'm trying to get more out of Ryan.
I think Elizabeth Moen. Do you not agree?
No, I agree, but I feel weird if I were to disagree now, because like.
Well, I mean,
Well,
no,
you could
I-
have personal favorites.
Oh yeah, my personal favorite I think was
I'm trying to think who else we played with. Oh, fuck.
yeah, those
Butter,
guys.
Butter.
Yeah,
Butter.
They're from Portland. They're
played in
super
Idaho
cool.
with them.
Nice.
Obviously, very much enjoyed. Yeah, those guys like mentality wise,
They're fun.
we fit really well together, and that was great. And then also, the two best bands I don't know if we matched together. I didn't get to talk to them, I guess, as much as other bands, but we played with this band called No Baby from Seattle,
Yeah.
and they were new, like
There's so many
first two
names.
shows. There's so many names. I know, it's crazy, right? But like,
Car seat headrest.
dude, we played with this band, and we had no idea what it was going to be like, and it was musically incredible. Like,
Oh, wow.
actually, like one of the craziest performances. It was in some house, you know. But I was going to say, we also met some really cool guys from Salt Lake in Utah, Pickpocket, and they showed us such a good time before, and like put on everything for us, and it was
That's
just really
nice.
cool because we didn't think Utah would be cool at all.
We played with a lot of cool bands, yeah. Tour was great.
We're talking more about other bands.
That's not bad.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
it's
It's
not
okay.
bad.
No, I'm just psychoanalyzing it.
Well,
now,
to
'cause I'm like,
quickly plug ourselves then, if you like tours, we're going on one in July.
Thank you. Okay.
And we're
where-
going
July or June?
July.
Where? God
So
damn
June
it.
we're playing.
well,
right
we're
here.
playing
We're
locally
playing
in
House of
June.
Blues on this Saturday. And then
Are
on
you
June
guys-
21st, we're playing in Gardena. And then on July 25th, we're playing in Redondo Beach. And
Where is
LA shows.
Gardena?
We'll tell you after, because
Okay. We'll
Also, I'm
figure
not
this
supposed to promote that one. So,
Oh shit.
No, it's
Well,
Uncut-
you know what? This isn't gonna go up immediately. So
no, I'm kind of have to. That was our policy.
so we're going on tour
Sorry.
in July. We're going on tour in July, and we're
No,
doing
continue.
we're doing a
No,
West
Ryan.
Coast run from here up to Seattle and back.
Cool.
So if you live on the West Coast, we're probably coming through.
Are you
That
going to
was a
San
plug.
Francisco?
Yes, we are.
Cool.
We're doing San Francisco,
We just got-
Reno, Portland,
We're playing in San
Seattle,
Francisco. We're playing a new place,
Visalia. Yeah, we're playing.
Oh, sorry. Let him.
I don't know if
Sorry,
it's
no,
announced
there's-
yet, but we're playing at Neck of the Woods, and I won't say who the band is because I don't know if it's announced yet. But
Oh, that'll be cool.
very cool band
Yes.
at Neck of the Woods in July.
Smart though. You're right.
Cool.
I would have just said it.
Very good band. Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys are gonna be playing some shows.
Um,
Super stoked for that.
And also new music.
New
and
music.
also new music is coming out hopefully in
Very,
July.
very
We're
Hopefully
trying to
also
get
in
it
July.
together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stoked.
We have it, but
We have it. We just need to sit.
You gotta
on it.
sit
we
on
just need
it,
to sit
yeah.
down and do it.
and do it. Well, that's exciting.
No, I mean it's done. Other people now have to sit down and do it. It's time for mastering and all that
Yeah.
good stuff.
Mixing,
Post-production,
mastering,
music
all
videos.
It's actually
of
already
the-
mixed.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
So
Good.
it's just mastering music videos and PR.
Although this podcast is called Unmastered, so maybe we should just leave it unmastered.
Ooh.
Mm,
Ooh.
or
Let's not do that.
no.
Yeah.
Even the
Probably not the
album
best idea.
Untitled.
Untitled and Mastered was actually mastered.
It's true.
So I always thought that was such BS. Like, I love you, Kendrick, but just call it Untitled. Why call it Untitled Unmastered if you actually mastered it, but left them all untitled? You know what I mean?
I do see what you're saying.
right?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
I
Untitled
catch your
won
drift.
through that. Like, I get that. That's awesome. But also, like,
It was mastered.
it's kind of a half lie, right?
Yeah.
You know what they
I
say
see
about
it.
a half lie? It's
It's
very
like-
different from a half truth.
I think it's a cool name. Anyway,
Well, I'm
Talking about other people again. Let's go.
he doesn't need to get plugged.
Can we talk about So Far Sounds?
yeah, sure. What do you want to know?
You guys play a lot of those.
We love them.
I'm so intrigued by those.
I'm in this forum, and word got out that
Yes.
that So Far Sounds was under controversy recently because
No comment.
No?
Just kidding. No, I have no idea what you're
Well,
about.
we want to know.
They raised so much money.
So I did see
okay,
this.
yeah.
They raised
Wait, I
so
know what
much
this
money
is.
I was
that
actually
they only
curious,
Pay their
yeah.
performers $100 for the performers, and they don't pay the people who donate their space.
Well, okay. Here's what we'll say.
We
about
love-
that.
we
Here's
love
what we'll
So
say
Far.
about it.
If you don't want to talk about it,
No. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
I just want to know what your experience is.
Our
Nothing
experience.
but positive.
Okay.
100%.
Nothing but positive. But I will say, like, it is a very unique experience that allows us to get up close and personal with people who have never before heard our music.
And that's
And-
invaluable.
And
Really,
for what it
like-
is, we feel fairly compensated.
Yeah.
I'll say
Awesome.
that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I've never been to a So Far show, and I've always wanted to go, but I've never understood how they worked exactly.
They are, so
because
basically,
do you
yeah.
like buy
I've been to
tickets for like,
This-
and you don't know who's gonna
This
play?
is
You
how-
buy tickets.
As
You
a-
can.
'Cause, like, what if I want-
As a consumer, this is how it goes. If you're part of the So Far Sounds community,
Yeah.
they're always pushing, like, our next show is going to be on this date, but we're not going to tell you where it is, when.
Well, that's
like,
that's every show,
yeah,
basically.
yeah,
so
where
you don't
it is
know when or where.
until you buy a ticket, and we don't tell you until day of. You don't know who's
But like,
playing.
what if I know you guys are playing a So Far show, and I want to go and see
So-
you guys?
So they let us tell the
From our
fans
page.
that we're playing. They just
Okay.
don't let us tell you where or who else we're playing with.
But
So,
you'll say
They
like,
don't
we're
tell.
playing.
They also don't tell us where or tell us who we're
But
playing.
like
tell
you'll
us
know
where,
what
but-
city and what day you're playing,
Yes,
right? Okay,
yes.
so if
We
you
just don't
say,
know the
"Hey, we're
bands.
playing So Far," like,
And you also know when you buy the ticket, like what day and what city and what time.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you just don't know what
don't
bands.
You
It's
don't
just-
know
got it.
Or where.
who's playing, and so
So next
like,
So Far show, you guys.
Well, I
do
can
here.
totally-
I'll figure it out. I'll be there.
It's coming soon, probably. But
it's interesting.
well, and this is the interesting thing too, and I'll give. I know this. So we've played
Played a lot.
13 or 14 in the past year.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Past 6 months, or not even a year.
Yeah, it's
We
been
haven't
a
even
lot.
been with them that long, but we've been working with them. We really have had a good time with them, but they give the same spiel at every show, and I always make fun of them, but it's like all about the founding. But basically, some guys in England, this is how the whole thing started. Some
Yeah.
guys in England, like, were at a show, and everyone was on their phones, and they're just like, this sucks. Like, shouldn't be doing this, and we're English. It's excellent.
Is that your English accent?
No, it's
emergency?
not, but I'm not going to do it on a podcast.
Why not?
Because I am English, and if I did it poorly, then it would be embarrassing.
I'm English too.
Really? Were you born in England?
I was not.
I
But
was.
like, you were?
Moved here when I was 6.
No shit. Where's the accent?
Completely gone. I
Can
know.
you do it though?
Yeah,
Really?
Ryan
do
has
it
heard it. I do it when I'm drunk, like, or just tired. Like when I get tired, it just kind of. We're not talking about this anyway. So far, I hate talking about it. So Far Sounds was started by these 2 English guys that were sick of people being on their cell phones. So they're like, let's just have bands play at our house and ban cell phones, and people can bring their own beer. Which
That's
sounds
cool.
so dope. And like that's how it was presented to me, and that's why I love it, because it's just how I want to spend every night of my life.
Is that how it's
with
still-
bands that I don't know?
That's exactly how it is.
That's how it is.
Really?
You just
So
don't-
like if I go to a So Far
Well,
show, I can
they
bring
will
my
let
own
you know.
alcohol?
So now they are starting to do some that they do sell alcohol at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Most
most
of
of
them-
them,
but
most of them are
most of
BYOB.
them.
So I can like roll up with my own cooler. and
Yeah.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect date night. Like
And like
I
there's
love
some,
quiet.
this.
Talk
I
to-
love
you know,
this.
some of them are at houses, some of them are at like
Like,
co-work spaces,
yeah,
some are at
warehouses
art
and
exhibits.
stuff,
yeah,
Yeah.
tons of travelers come to them. Like every time, there's just everyone from different
awesome.
countries,
Yeah.
and like I've met so many good friends.
As
Like
as someone who likes to record shows and present it to the very little following that I
Sure,
have
yeah.
online, it kind of threw me off when they told me, do not use your phone
Well, no.
unless you are recording and you
that.
have to tag us.
yeah,
And I'm like,
Interesting.
sure, I will definitely tag you, but why is that one of the
Well,
requirements
Because
of
the way
recording?
that they
Take
like
that.
spread and grow is by word of mouth, and so
Yeah.
if you tag them, other people.
and
see
more
it.
than that, I think another thing to bring up, not to get into it because it feels like we're wrapping up the subject, but on the compensation note, a way that they and Ryan kind of
kind of implied this, but like kind of the way they compensate their artists really is by saying to everyone in that audience, hey, you guys have to respect them during the show, and not only that, you have to follow them and tag them. You have to do that. And not everyone obviously does follow, but I remember we played our first So Far shows and we got all these followers, and we're like, that was a room of strangers.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So Far Sound said, here's a room of strangers, play for them, be good. If you're good, they will follow you, and if you're not, then they won't.
Are all of the So Far shows acoustic?
It's
I
becoming...
wouldn't say acoustic, but it's stripped.
Yeah,
Stripped,
always
okay.
stripped.
Is that like not like hard for you guys, or is that like
I love it.
We actually like it better.
Yeah.
really?
I would always, and I
And I
won't
think-
talk about what we do on stage at our So Fars, because you guys should just come and see us, because they're fun.
Let
But
us
we
know.
do like a secret, we do like a special thing.
Cool.
That
Oh, is it the cover?
Oh, yeah. How do you know about that?
Because I know things.
We reposted it.
Yeah, no.
You've also reposted it. And I
No, we also we just our general like
It's
our,
different.
our
I won't say
sound.
what cover it is, so people will have to go and
Sure.
figure it out.
But our sound, like
Smart Emma.
we really did spend a lot of time figuring out how to get an acoustic sound without going fully acoustic, because obviously we are still a 4-piece band,
Yeah.
and we still have a live
And we're
electric
loud,
bass
too. I mean,
player,
we're a loud band, you know?
and so we spent a lot of time honing that in, and we're very proud of what we've accomplished. with
Yeah.
that.
And I like it because I feel like it brings us back to like kind of our folksier roots,
Yeah,
Which-
it's really cool.
which I just love, because it's like music doesn't have to be one way, you know? I think the album should be different. The live show should be different. Every time you can have an opportunity to change a song, you should.
Hmm.
And like a new song we're putting out that's called Sangria with My Ex. And I'll say it because I love that title. And it's
a great
It's going to
title.
be the B-side to the next single, which I won't say the title of.
Okay.
But this song is super cool, and we started rehearsing it live, like for our shows, to start putting it in, and it totally changed when we started
Wow.
rehearsing it live. But it's great, and it's like it's different from the live recording, but that's what you want. I feel like.
I
Not to
agree.
jump into that.
No,
That I just really enjoyed.
agree.
Yeah, the other day in rehearsal, though, that was a cool moment. I like that.
Because if you go to a show and it's exactly like the studio version of the song that you're used to playing in your car 10 times,
Yeah.
you go for a different experience when you listen to someone live. Otherwise, I would have just sat in my car and listened to the song 10 times
Sure.
again.
Yeah. Well, it's almost too. It's like I have a problem with like this idea of perfection in pop music, where it's like you go and you see someone like, and I haven't seen Ariana Grande, so I can't really comment, but I would assume that when you see Ariana Grande, it's very much like the record.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I've seen a lot of pop stars where it's not, and I'm sure she might be one of those. But I'm sure there are these kind of rote pop stars that come out and they play to the tracks with their DJ, and it is the same key, the same chords, the same everything every single night, and it gets to a point where it's like, could there be a cardboard standout? If I'm
Could
sitting in the
there
back
be
of the
a cardboard
forum
standout?
and I'm watching Ariana Grande,
Yeah.
but half of it is tracks and she's also using some sort of picture, like, am I really listening to
Yeah.
live music, or am I just really listening in a big room with a bunch of sweaty people? Like, what's
Yeah.
happening? And that's why I think I love going to live shows in LA, because here I think people always try to up the ante a little bit. Even if people are singing with tracks, they mix things up, they make it different.
Oh, yeah.
That's
or get
why
like
it's-
different kinds of crowd interaction that
yeah.
obviously
Oh,
you don't
there's
get
tons of
online.
way.
And...
There's an artist called Shuggy Dax that we played a So Far Sound show with. Never seen someone move an audience that way.
Really?
Like, oh my god, better than us, I'll say. We mentioned a lot of bands,
That
and we
high of a
think very
standard,
highly
huh?
of ourselves, but I think even higher of Shuggy Dax. Like,
Wow.
hands down, I think he's the next like Michael Jackson. Like, he's
Oh
this
wow. Cool.
amazing singer and piano player, and yeah, and he's a rip rap artist. He's a rap and like kind of hip hop artist, but he does this amazing acoustic set for So Far. That's really interesting.
That's so awesome.
And that's another artist we like.
Well, I love that you guys are always playing all of these shows. I think it's super cool, and you guys are getting out there and essentially just trying to get as much like new people in your little like music community, and I love that. So I feel like every time I look, you guys are like playing a So Far show, playing to this show, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're playing
Yeah.
all the time, and I love it.
Yeah. I
People
love it
always
too.
say that to us, and we're always like, "Are we?" And then we think about it, and we're like,
Like,
Yeah,
it's a good thing though.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good
Yeah.
thing.
"Yeah,
That's probably one of the best ways to get exposure.
is.
Someone will, even
Yeah.
if it's not a So Far Sounds show, if someone has gone to your show once before, they will probably want to go again, and they'll bring a friend.
right." Yeah.
I think what's super cool is that if you even like I've seen you guys once at that show, and like it's still when I think of performances that like I enjoyed a lot.
Oh my
like
God.
I'd still like one that pops into my head. Like
That's crazy.
and I
to
go
me.
and like I go to so many shows. Like
everyone here does.
so many shows, and I just whenever anyone asks me like, hey, what music are you like listening to and thinking of, and I'm like, let me think, and I always am like, oh, like 131ers, like they're like someone I immediately like think of, and like constantly I'm just like, more people need to hear this. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the
goal.
That's another thing
essentially.
is I love people that like care about the music they like, because a lot of people like music and they're like, I like music, and you're like, yeah, but do you like music? And they're like, yeah, everyone likes music. I like music.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you don't like music. You have no.
You have no
need
clue.
to love it.
So let's play another one of your songs.
Okay.
So
You're picking this one.
You pick. Yeah.
Okay.
Up to you now, Kale.
Why Do You Lie?
I knew you were gonna say
What
that.
even is
It's
that?
our
Okay.
saddest song from our first album.
All right. We're gonna play the saddest song from the first album. Why Do You Lie? Here it goes.
I don't know you. I look and I see through you, and all your worth was only what you meant to me. Snuck out your window, forget to let your mother know about the situation. Too hard for her to see. And I'm looking at you, and I know you lie, lie, lie. Why do you lie? Stare at me as I sleep. I'm seeping out my memories of the good times of the two of us. It's a shotgun wedding in Vegas by morning, but that was a matter of simple wanderlust. And I'm looking at you, I know you lie, lie, lie. Why do you lie? Now the sun won't rise for you anymore, and that dawn's first light, I won't be waiting at your door. Take a look at yourself. What have you become? You were an unseen angel made old before you were young. Why do you lie? Oh, why do you lie? Oh, why do you lie? Take a look at me. I've slept enough nights under your sheets for you to know my wants and know my maiden call. You wake up to some bad news, quietly slipping on my boots as you realize you never had me at all. And I see you looking at me, and you know that I lie, lie, lie. Why do I lie?
So you just heard, according to Caleb, the saddest
song.
131er song.
Yeah, I had to buy actually a special guitar
Yeah?
for that one.
Did your other one get soaked in tears?
Did.
Ah,
Warp the wood.
warp the wood. Oh,
Yeah, so no, I went in the guitar shop and I said, all right, Bob, I have...
Bob, you're on a
to
first name basis.
Rhythm and Notes, Banana Beach, closed 2 years ago. The song was recorded 4 years ago.
Oh wow.
Very sad. Someone was smoking pot in the shop. Not me. Probably Bob. I said to Bob, I need a sad guitar. And he said, here's the saddest guitar in the world. And I took it home and we wrote that song. But the funny thing about that song, and do you remember this?
No.
That was a first take. Like, first time ever written, first take.
Oh yeah.
And also, we didn't have enough like mic stands or something, so you held the mic on the
Wow.
guitar. Do you remember that? We sat like this, and literally Ryan took the. I was fucking around about everything else I just said, but this is true. It really was like he held the mic.
This is quite an interesting.
You guys
angle
can't
I'm
see,
getting.
but I am touching his crotch right now. What else are we talking about?
Well, we're almost done talking.
Cool.
There was one thing I wanted to ask you guys about a little bit. Was the Artists for Disaster Relief? That is.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
No, we'll talk about it. So
Should I not ask?
no, we'll talk about
What's
it.
going on?
I just had a flashback to this interview where I talk a lot. You guys clearly know that. A little too much sometimes in interviews. And we had an interview for that thing, and I talked for an hour and a half, and no one shut me up. And I don't know why. So I'm just going to shut my mouth because I could talk about it.
I'll be concise.
Thank you.
So Caleb and I were in Puerto Rico during Hurricane Irma.
Mm-hmm.
We got out before Maria, but clearly like it was a mess and a lot of stuff wasn't handled right. But when we got back, we wanted to help. We didn't know what we can do. We didn't have money. So we decided, okay, let's hit up a bunch of our friend bands and get everyone to give a song, and then we'll sell that album, this collaboration album, and we'll donate the money to Puerto Rico. So that's exactly what we did.
Is that something that people can still purchase and do?
You can still
Totally.
purchase it.
AFDR.
There's some really good
music
bands
dot
on
com.
there.
Really, really good bands.
Kiev, they tour with the Foals now.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Super cool guys. Vista Kicks, who they're local around here and
I
doing
know
stuff.
Vista Kicks.
Who else is on there that's cool?
Uh,
Liv Slingerland, good
Oh,
friend of ours.
Liv is so
You
dope.
got
Oh,
a whole
Wetwood
list of
Smokes.
people.
Wetwood Smokes.
Wetwood Smokes.
Really good
Love
guys.
those
Also
boys.
friends
There's a
of
Cosmos
lot of
and
bands.
Preacher.
Cosmos
We're
and-
big Cosmos
Yeah.
and Preacher
Oh, cool.
fans.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
you can
cool.
buy that, and almost all those songs are exclusive to that.
What about
Like you
Wow.
can't, except for
Except
a
for
couple
Rome.
of them. But most of them,
Rome was actually released on this.
that's true.
Oh,
So
I
this
didn't
was the
know.
first, and that's the only reason Rome became a single, is because this was already done, because it was done for this, and we needed a song.
Okay.
Other than that, we didn't think it was going to be any good. But
Well, it's fantastic.
You-
Yeah, I
you
just
like
wanted
it.
to kind of put that out there. That way
Cool.
people
Yeah,
know that
people
it's
can go
still there and they can
because
still...
they still need help.
Yeah.
They
and I think
still
that-
really do, actually. Like,
Yeah, and the fact
really
I didn't
badly.
realize that this was something, because I'd seen it on your website, and I didn't realize that this was something that, like, the two of you, like, had started, like, curated. I thought this was something that,
You're just
you know, you're
part
just
of.
part of,
Yeah.
but it was something you guys kind of curated. a
No,
little
so
bit.
we
No, we-
started
yeah.
I guess,
it's an organization.
Organization.
technically, because
Yeah.
we had the...
Artists for
Yeah.
Disaster Relief,
Yeah.
and yeah,
We want to
artists
do
who
another,
go-
too. Like, we've talked about doing another, like, but we've just... There hasn't been a natural disaster we were a part of. So, like, what would we do? No, but, like, we thought of doing something maybe for, like, a broader cause,
Yeah.
like another comp when we had time. But, so if you have any ideas, let us know.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
know.
gosh, you can always just have a fund, like a piggy bank, just in case something happens, and you'll have money ready.
Just in the JIC, just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, I see. No, I thought that was so
That would
cool
be-
that you guys did that,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize you
Yeah.
guys were there when it happened either. So I think just the
And
fact
also
that you
go to Puerto. Like the big takeaway though, go to Puerto Rico because even in a hurricane, incredible.
that's where my great grandmother's from Puerto Rico.
Really?
Oh, awesome.
Mhm.
It's a great.
Not maybe as good as Idaho. I don't know.
Well,
Certainly not
that's
good.
there. If anyone is interested in it, I wanted to go ahead and give that a little shout out so people were aware, and it's always good to help a cause that needs it. So, I guess with that, we are about done.
That's it.
That's
Almost. We do have one more quick
It. Oh
thing.
no. What is it?
Wow,
Please
can-
tell
can
them
you-
about the 3D printed llama that I love so dearly.
Oh, we can do that. Oh, so we have.
They were
we,
bummed we didn't bring one.
I'm so bummed they didn't bring one.
we really like to make our merch unique, and we've really tried hard to like make our merch unique. So I don't know, man.
This is why I end up talking so
I'm
much.
talking
'Cause
a lot.
every time
I'm
you start
talking a lot.
we try really hard to have like cool, weird stuff, and the idea behind everything you see on our merch table is, if you hated our band but you liked this thing, would you still buy it? And I think that we've achieved that.
Yeah.
Because
I
it's
got-
weird stuff that people like for some
I
reason.
got talked into buying a 3D printed llama.
See, I don't know about
But
that.
no,
Let's not-
I don't know
let's
if
not
I
get-
got-
It wasn't
buying
talked
it.
into. It was like highly persuaded. Like I was staring at it. Like, do I really need a like fucking 3D printed llama? Like, what?
But you
what am
do.
I gonna do with it? And then I just like the more I looked at it, I was like, who is gonna ever sell a 3D printed llama again? So I bought it.
And you know
It's
we're sold
probably-
out right now.
Yeah.
We sold out.
It's probably
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
yeah. I'm probably like moving soon, so it's probably gonna do the move with me.
Really?
Llama's gonna probably just sit on my desk.
Do you have a
Far
name
away
for-
places.
Do you have a name for your llama?
Yeah. Do you guys name the llamas? Should you guys name my
We
llama?
did. Well, we named all. I mean,
Does
we
each
used to
llama have
call.
an individual name?
What do we used to call them? No, we used to call
I don't know
him
what you're talking about.
Well, Chris always called him the Dalai Lama
That's what it was.
because he sold it to you.
Because he
But
sold
I-
it to me.
I call
that's
it-
what sold me. Because I was like a huge I was in a philosophy class at the time. I
Oh,
was like,
and
I
you're
love
like,
the
oh,
Dalai
yeah.
Lama. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think at one point we also said like Dolly Lama, like Dolly Parton, and then there was another one that was like, I just say Yoga Lama.
Yoga.
The yoga llama.
The yoga llama.
Because you can make it into
Because it's a yoga, it's a yoga llama. It does like little positions.
Oh,
So it's like
that's
a yoga
right.
llama.
Try that when you get home.
Yeah,
Well, I've done it before.
because it's a fidget toy is what it
It's-
is.
it's
It's
like-
like an anxiety kind of like you need to be doing some. No, not for you, but for me. Like,
don't
just
think I would
play
ever-
with it and
Really?
oh, I always see it.
like
'Cause him and I are
fidget
both
spinners,
very,
same
like-
concept.
Yeah,
You
but
can
it
just
doesn't
kind of mess-
spin. I mean, it's
No, but you
kinda...
can just like mess with
Have
it.
you,
It
try
reminds-
try doing this with it.
You-
You can go like, yeah.
Really? No,
can
you
do a
guys
lot of
can't see
stuff with
what
these
they're doing
llamas.
when he's like spinning his
Yeah.
fingers.
Hey, do this. I'm just pointing it at the microphone now. Do you hear the air moving between my fingers? Thank you. That was a good end right there. That's a sound bite. Back to the sound bites.
Gosh, well, please restock your 3D printed llamas.
I don't
Well,
know
the thing is,
how.
we have to print them
We have to print them. It takes a
because
lot
we
of
print
time.
them ourselves. So we.
I thought a friend of yours did it.
But
Well-
we have to like buy the stuff, go over there, do it because it's
Well, Chris
How
has a printer
complicated
now.
of a process
It's
is
not
it?
complicated. It's just
Not
it
at all.
takes time.
it takes
Oh,
time.
okay.
It takes like 3 hours
Per
to get
llama.
3 of them.
Whoa.
Oh,
I thought it was
shit.
for one because
No,
they
it's
print
for 3.
Oh, that's-
They print in.
Oh my gosh.
So like
Have you seen a 3D printer work?
I've actually never seen a 3D printer
It's
in my
like,
life.
Look, you guys should Google it because it's
Here,
crazy.
I have a request. Next time you go 3D print the llamas,
We'll
can
take a
I
video
come
for
with?
you.
No, I was
Oh,
gonna be like, can I
yeah.
just come with?
Take a video of it
Like,
anyway.
yeah, for sure.
I would.
It's gonna be very far from Chino Hills. But...
You know what? Expose my location on
Sorry,
the
I live in
podcast.
Torrance.
It's literally what your band bio says. Indie band from Torrance.
Does it
Is
say
that
that?
what a band bio? I'm gonna go change that right now.
I was like, that's not a very good
I'm
bio.
gonna put our phone number.
Yeah, do it. We used to put our, actually this joke's not dead, so I won't tell it anymore. I was gonna say Blake, but I will say this though. I recently was watching The Office, I guess, and it was an episode.
No, I feel like
Aren't
we should say it real quick.
the Blake thing.
So
It'd
we
be
have-
over if we say it. I feel like
No,
It
because
can.
so we have a friend of ours. His name's Blake.
this is the
Goldberg.
last story. I promise. You guys are trying to make us.
This is it.
I
I'm lined
promise
after
you.
this.
Yeah.
His name's no. Actually, speaking of bands, you should check out.
Oh yeah, so he
Blake-
is in a band.
Blake the Man 1000.
So good, though.
Incredible. Incredible. I'm playing it right now. But
And the great thing is, he was in this band with
this
us.
is our high school band. Anyway,
Oh my god, I was really curious about this shirt.
Yeah,
Like-
we were in a band in high school called Yusuf, and this was our shirt.
That's
and
so
it was with our
cool.
friend Blake, who this story is about. Go back.
Blake
Now
the
go.
Man 1000. So he lives in New York now. But he used to, like, as a joke, write his phone number.
Like on like bathroom walls and like Twitter and like
And
just
so we started early on using his phone number in things. And so we've hidden it in interviews, in music videos.
every single music video.
different
Wait,
bios.
it's in every single music
You
video?
can find his.
Even
yeah.
OG
Not
food?
every.
Even OG food?
It's.
It's
I won't.
in
I won't
two.
name.
It's in 2.
It's more
Okay.
than 2 for sure.
But you can
Yeah.
check
That's
it
the
out.
Anyway.
Easter egg. Everyone go look
There
for
are,
it.
but yeah, this is the
But
Blake.
that's his
The Blake
actual
Easter egg.
cell phone number.
Real
So
cell
if
phone
you
number.
find it and call him, you can talk to him.
One time,
What does he think about this? Does he know that
well,
you guys do
yes.
this?
So
Is he
the one
pissed?
time, he doesn't.
No, he thinks it's
I
funny.
think he thinks
Okay.
it's funny. Yeah, he doesn't care. He's a weird guy.
We
He's a
love weird
really
people.
Weird guy. Yeah. Love him to bits. But the funny thing was,
this Colombian girl. Remember that girl like started texting you on Instagram, Ryan?
Oh, yes.
And she was like crazy about the band and stuff. Was like emailing Ryan, and she finally asked Ryan for his phone number, and Ryan's like, oh god, like,
Oh my
it
God.
was like this like. It was it was you know, it was like this foreign, it was very odd. The whole situation was very odd, but all we could think to do, and I think this was one of the first times we did it, is we just gave her Blake's phone number.
Oh my God.
And then Blake, not texting us, Blake had no idea it involved us. He posted on Twitter like all these screenshots of this like girl texting him and saying like, hello? And he's like, hello? And she's like, it's blah blah blah, and like he's like, it's Blake. And she's like, I am in Colombia. Like she like, it's like very weird. And Blake's like, I'm in Nashville. Like at the time, and it was like this whole weird exchange. And he was just like, what WTF, you know? And it was great because it's like we made that happen. That tweet that so many people favorited actually
was a product of you guys.
Oh god.
Yeah. So
Well,
look out for that phone number.
Yeah, I want to find that.
Ladies and
I had it
gentlemen,
memorized for a long time.
So you can call Blake at 310-991-6437.
oh my God.
Sorry,
Blake,
that was 310-991-6437.
Wait, what was it? I didn't hear it.
Oh, it's 310-991-6437.
Blake.
All right, Blake, expect to get a ton of
He has a
calls.
great song called Vegan, though, but seriously,
Vegan?
listen to Vegan by Blake the Man 1000.
And then after that, listen to OG Food by the 131ers.
yes.
Oh, there you go.
The better of the two songs. Just
Well, thank you guys so much for sitting down with us. I could seriously talk to you guys forever, but I know that there are time constraints.
We'll do it on
things.
tour, right?
Oh, fuck yeah, let's do it. So where can the people find you online?
At the 131ers.
That is 131 and then ERS.
That's correct.
Yep. THE 131 ERS.
Oh, I forgot the THE.
No, I never said T. I don't know why I just said it. But I just didn't want people to think, like, because they'd look up, like,
Why
why
is
is
it
it not
You
working?
can find it with 131ers.
Yeah.
You really
the great
can.
thing about our band name is you can always find it. It's a really dumb name.
If you guys want to plug any new music or shows coming up, this is probably going to be released in the next couple
Our
weeks.
music or
Yeah.
other bands?
No.
So we have some songs
Strictly
coming
ours.
out.
Clear?
So we're doing some singles. We're not going to say when they're coming out because we don't know. But if you pay attention to our social media, you'll see when we're ready.
And I'm really excited for them. I think they're really good.
They're really good.
We've been working really hard to make sure that they're good, and that's why it's taken.
We actually, before we
we
came
did
here,
this
we were
recording,
working on some,
so-
Wow, so proud of you.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well,
Sorry, can I just narrate it? So we brought... This is the type of guys we are. They asked us to bring, like, some merch.
because you know how
But
we
we-
do giveaways, guys.
So we brought olive. We
We
brought...
brought all of
We
them.
brought a bunch.
Literally a bag full of like 25 CDs. I'm like, I don't need
There's only
25
one
CDs.
winner.
Well, we thought it'd be funny.
We'd probably be really
You know what
funny,
is funny?
if it was just like, you sent... You know what, though? I want you to send every piece of that merch to that person that wins.
All 25
Yeah.
CDs.
Just do it.
You know how much it's going to cost me to ship
Oh,
it?
don't do it then. I didn't know you actually shipped... Well, I guess you... Yeah.
Yeah, we've had people from Canada win stuff.
Uh-huh.
That is expensive.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like...
Well, maybe you can
Polaroid,
have
but
25 winners.
I don't know if
Will
25 people listen to this
that many people
podcast.
Wait,
listen
but that-
to the podcast and
Wait,
try?
but that means that we would be the first podcast where everyone that listens is a winner? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is
If
exactly.
we pay for the shipping of all of this, would you ship them to the 25 people that won?
Of course I would.
All right, done.
We'll Venmo you. No, seriously, I love that idea. Everyone
really?
that listens gets a
Everyone
CD.
that listens and DMs
First,
us
You're
gets a
listening
CD.
to this?
If you're listening in your first 25, you
You
get a CD,
won!
right?
Why don't...
How do you count that? How do you do this?
No,
No,
listen,
no. Okay,
I
no.
think
You know
we'll
what?
do
We're
it
going to do this.
We'll do it this
One
way.
lucky winner will get the Polaroid as well. But if you post it to your account, we'll get more people.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
So
got
if you really want to do that, that is
Yeah, we
pretty
want to
down.
do it.
doable.
Yeah.
If you
Okay,
reach
cool.
the end of this podcast and you hear us talking about the merch, DM us immediately. You're one of our winners.
Yes, and you can find us at Unmastered Pod on Instagram, and we'll do it that way.
So
Wow.
what you need to do is, like, at the very beginning, put a soundbite that's like, listen to the whole thing to win. And then people will
Yeah,
listen.
but you
Yeah.
should get like Samuel L. Jackson to say it.
Do you have him on speed dial?
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
Well, Kevin Hart, smaller.
All right.
All right, guys. This has been Unmastered. We'll chat with you next week.